Imagine this: just two bombs, claiming hundreds of thousands of lives, plunging the entire world into nuclear dread. Was this tragic event a necessary evil that ended World War II? Or an unforgivable crime against humanity? Today, we delve into one of history's most contentious moments: the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Confronting the unending ethical questions they raise. The year is 1945, August. World War II had concluded in Europe, but in the Asia-Pacific theater, the Japanese Empire fiercely resisted. The Allies were meticulously planning Operation Downfall, a full-scale invasion of the Japanese mainland. However, Japan's unwavering commitment to fight to the last man meant Allied commanders projected up to 1 million casualties for their own forces. Can the decision to unleash a new, devastating weapon on civilian cities truly be justified, even to save countless lives of one's own soldiers? Faced with this profound dilemma, then U.S. President Harry Truman made the unprecedented decision to deploy the first atomic weapons. On August 6, Little Boy obliterated Hiroshima, followed by Fat Man on Nagasaki on August 9. Those who argue the atomic bombings were an unavoidable necessity primarily point to the imperative of minimizing casualties. Their stance is that without the bombs, the invasion of Japan would have been far more horrific, resulting in millions more Japanese civilian deaths. They also contend that Japan's continued refusal to surrender would have prolonged the war, leading to even greater sacrifices for Chinese, Korean, and other Asian populations. For them, the atomic bomb was ultimately the only way to swiftly end the war. At the time, despite the Potsdam Declaration, Japan's leadership hesitated to surrender, with hardliners advocating for a fight to the bitter end. The atomic bombs are sometimes seen as the ultimate shock and awe tactic that irrevocably shattered Japan's will to continue fighting. There's also the political interpretation that the bombings served to establish American strategic superiority in the burgeoning Cold War with the Soviet Union. However, a powerful chorus of voices condemns the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki as an unforgivable crime against humanity. The bombs were dropped not on military strongholds, but on densely populated civilian centers. In a single attack, hundreds of thousands of innocent lives vanished, and those who survived suffered agonizing long-term effects from radiation. Can the mass slaughter of civilians ever be justified under any pretext? Critics argue that by August 1945, Japan was already on the verge of collapse, and its surrender could have been achieved through a Soviet invasion or a naval blockade. Some internal Japanese records suggest movements were already underway to explore peace. Suspicions persist that the true purpose of the atomic bombs wasn't merely to end the war, but to stage a terrifying display of power for a new global order. Even some scientists involved in the Manhattan Project opposed their use on civilian cities, suggesting a demonstration bombing instead. So, how should we remember the tragedy of Hiroshima and Nagasaki? It simultaneously symbolizes the brutality of warfare and the dawn of a new, terrifying era. The atomic bombings undeniably served as a catalyst for ending the war, but they also bequeathed to humanity the new specter of nuclear annihilation and profound ethical questions. In the horrific reality of war, was the greatest violence, for the sake of minimum casualties, truly the justifiable choice? How do you evaluate the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki? Do you believe they were an unavoidable decision to end the war, or an unforgivable crime against humanity? Or perhaps, do you see it as a tragedy that cannot be judged by simple black and white morality? Given the complex circumstances of war? Share your fierce opinions and supporting evidence in the comments below. There's no single, universally accepted answer to this profound question, but through your vibrant discussion, we can all gain a deeper understanding of history and unlock invaluable insights. Historical mysteries ignite our imagination and offer profound insights into understanding the present through the past. Next time, can you believe it, we'll return with more astonishing historical truths and debates to satisfy your intellectual curiosity. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell. Thank you.